You know, why is this called the bird? I can't even visualize a bird. So tell me, why is this called the bird? Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Cyrus the Great. Today we'll be talking about Brave. I actually didn't like this film back then because I thought it was way too generic, way too boring. But do I still feel the same way today? Let's find out. Mrs. Google Translate, take it away.
The film begins with a backstory. Little Merida is given a bow and arrow by her father, King Fergus, for her 6th birthday to the dismay of her mother, Queen Eleanor. While venturing into the woods to fetch a stray arrow, Merida encounters a will-o'-the-wisp. Soon afterward, Mordu, a huge demon bear, attacks the family. Merida flees on horseback with Eleanor, while Fergus and his men fend off Mordu, though the fight costs him one of his legs. 10 years later, Merida, despite being free-spirited and fiery, has lots of duties and responsibilities that she can never get away with, unlike her little brothers. Merida is now a princess and she truly dislikes it, especially when her mother is acting like a perfectionist all the time. Merida discovers that she is to be betrothed to the son of one of her father's allies. Eleanor explains that failure to consent to the betrothal could harm the kingdom, reminding Merida of a legend of a prince whose pride and refusal to follow his father's wishes destroyed his kingdom. The allied clan chieftains and their firstborn sons arrive to compete in the Highland Games for Merida's hand in marriage. Merida twists the rules, announcing that as her own clan's firstborn she is eligible to compete for her own hand. She effortlessly bests her suitors in an archery contest, shaming the other clans. After a heated argument, Merida runs into the forest. Wisps appear, leading her to the hut of an elderly witch. Merida bargains for a spell to change her fate, and the witch gives her an enchanted cake. Merida gives the cake to her mother, causing her to turn into a bear. They manage to escape the castle with the help of Merida's little triplet brothers. The next morning, Merida and her mother bear started eating fish and learning about wilderness and survival. However, Merida soon discovers that Eleanor is slowly losing her human consciousness, turning more and more into a real bear. Merida and Eleanor are then led by the wisps to ancient ruins where they encounter Mordu. Realizing that Mordu was the prince in the legend her mother told her, Merida vows that she will not let the same thing happen to her mother. She soon comes to a conclusion that the witch meant for her to restitch up her mother's tapestry, which Merida tore through with her sword after her argument with her mother, and decides to sneak back into the castle so they can find the tapestry and reverse the curse. They return to the castle only to find the clans on the verge of war, who are arguing about who shall have Merida's hand. Merida stalls them by giving a speech. Her speech is all about telling them to break tradition and suggests to just choose your own fate. The clans agree and went out to celebrate. Merida sneaks into the tapestry room with Eleanor. However, Eleanor begins to slip in and out of her humanity and attacks Fergus, but suddenly regains her composure and flees the castle. Merida desperately calls for help but ends up seeing her brothers as bears as well. They got the key and Merida rushes out to find her mother bear. Fergus and the clans capture Eleanor, but Merida intervenes and stops her father before Mordu arrives. Eleanor successfully won the fight and defeated Mordu completely. This releases the spirit of the prince, who silently thanks Merida for freeing him. Merida covers her mother with the repaired tapestry, but she remains a bear. As the second sunrise materializes, Merida realizes the mistakes she has made and reconciles with Eleanor, unknowingly fulfilling the true meaning of the witch's message to mend the bond between her and her mother, therefore successfully reversing the spell's effects on her mom and brothers. With Mordu gone, Merida and Eleanor work together on a new tapestry when they are called to the docks to bid farewell to the other clans and ride their horses together.
Okay, as usual, let's talk about the things that I actually really enjoyed about this movie. As usual, the animation is stellar. The soundtrack is, of course, stellar as well. Nothing more to say about that. Merida's triplet brothers is without a doubt, in my opinion, the best characters in the whole film. Even though that they have a short period of screen time, they're still awesome. Okay, the things that I really don't like about this film, to be honest, It's the entire story. The story is about, well, you already know, and I already know about the story, and to be honest, I think the story is really, really, really uninteresting, and so uninteresting. It doesn't catch my interest at all. Merida, the main protagonist, is fine, I guess. Sometimes I think she's badass, but other times I think she's stupid. I mean, take a look at this one.
I want a spell to change my mum. That'll change my fate.
You could have been specific, dude. You want to change your mom? Change your mom to what? Change her like what? Change her in what way? Change her heart? Or change her into a bear? But no, all she said was, I want a spell to change me mom. That will change my feet. I have nothing more to say. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, I guess.
What have we learned today?
There's bravery in the face of fear, and bravery to stand up for what you believe in. Sure enough, there's also bravery in admitting you're wrong, bravery to face change and accept it, and bravery to say what needs to be said. And that, my friends, is brave. It doesn't stick with me. Overall, I think the soundtrack, the animation are amazing, of course. The characters are fine, I guess. Most of them are fine, but some of them are really good. But the story, I find it to be really, really uninteresting. I do not hate the story, I just think that it's really uninteresting. If you think this film is a masterpiece, then I will respect that 100%. Tomorrow we'll review, if I'm not mistaken, Frozen? Yeah, Frozen. See you next time.